Good morning, good morning, good morning. I hope you're all having a fantastic day. Today we're going to do a quick how-to video for those new players that are coming on board from the IMX side. I'm going to go ahead and show you how to download the client and log into the game for the first time. Again, this is going to be a quick 5-minute video to walk you through that process. Before we jump into the video, I know I have to do everyone's least favorite part of the video and let you know this disclaimer. I'm not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. Please make sure you do your own research before you jump into any project. Don't take my word or anything that's said in this video as financial advice or advice in any way. I'm just a gamer playing a game and reviewing games as part of this. I am not telling you to jump into any project or anything along those lines. Do your own research. Make sure it's right for you. Go ahead and pause this video and read this thoroughly before we jump into it. All right, so let's get back to the video. All right, before we get started with the overall login process, the first thing that you're going to have to do is you're going to have to go to Atomic Hub or some secondary market for IMX and grab one of two passes. You only need one of these, but there are two options that are out there. You have the 7-day access pass that gives you access for 7 days from your first login period. And then you have the 30-day pass that gives you a full 30-day access from that first login period. The other differences between the two, other than the durations, is the 7-day is just really a trial to let you see if you actually like the game and want to move forward with it. The 30 days, if you play and you continuously run the raid 1 and complete the raid 1, you'll get badges and you have the ability to go ahead and exchange 21 of those badges and this pass for a character down the road, right before beta kicks off. Plus, you have access to NFTs within the game. That's the difference between the two. You can go ahead and get them on the secondary market. Atomic Hub has them available here shortly. So let's go ahead. Once you have that, you're going to want to go over to avalongame.io. There will be a link to this in the description down below to show you how to get there. And once you're here, it's a simple process. You have the pass now. You have access to the website. Now you're going to have to go ahead and download the client. It is a downloadable client. So you're going to go in the top right here and click on download. What it's going to ask you to do is go ahead and connect your wallet. Again, this is an IMX wallet. It can be MetaMask or some other IMX wallet. You go ahead and click on connect. I'm going to go ahead and connect Immutable. And it's going to try and connect to my MetaMask. So let's go ahead and click on that and make sure that we are connected to it. And now I have access to go ahead and download the client. It's that simple. Make sure your MetaMask is there. If you're familiar with IMX, you should already have that connected to your browser. You click on download, and what it's going to do, it's going to go ahead and download the client for you. You see here, it shows no preview, but you go ahead, download. And it's going to go through the whole process that it normally would when you download a client. So I'm going to go ahead and fast forward from here. You go ahead and download the client, and then we'll show you how to do the patching. One thing that you should be aware of when you're going ahead and downloading that you may get this message as far as the Google Drive not being able to scan it. Obviously completely up to you as far as moving forward, but I'm going to go ahead and click download anyway. And it's going to go through the process to download it. Once you have it downloaded, your antivirus, as in most Web 3.0 games, may pop up something that you should be aware of to go ahead and click on that to approve and allow you to trust the client. Once you're here, you can go ahead and click on the install button. It's going to ask you where you want to go ahead and save it, which is the normal process for installing any games. We're going to just go ahead and put in Daniel Games in the project folder. Click on install, and then it's going to go ahead and go through the process to install it on your computer. It's going to take a few minutes to go through it. It is a relatively big client. May even ask you if you want to go ahead and approve as far as do you trust the client. And then, as you can see, it's finished now. I'm going to go ahead and check the box as far as launching the game. Once you go ahead and click on finish, you're going to see this installer client pop up on here. It's about 6 gigs worth of data, a little bit more than that. So make sure you have enough free space. And then you go ahead through the installation process. Depending on your connection, it should only take a few minutes to do that download and then the initial install process. So we'll go ahead and jump ahead to when this installation process is complete. All right, once the installation is complete, you're going to see this screen. It's going to allow you to go ahead and press play. It's going to go ahead and check for updates. The one thing that I would recommend, especially during the alpha and beta phase, at least once a day, go ahead and do the check for updates process just to make sure that you do have the most up-to-date client. Otherwise, you may have some issues as far as getting in there. If you do have any issues logging in, just make sure you do the updates so you have the most up-to-date. All right, so what you're going to go ahead and do is we're going to go ahead and click on play, and it's going to go ahead and open up the application. You'll see Avalon jump up here, and then it's going to take you straight to the login screen. Most of you that are jumping on here for the first time from IMX will not have an account registered. If you do, you can go ahead and use your username and password, but most of you will have to go through the registration process itself, where you pick your username, you use an email address because it's going to ask for verification, your password, and then retype your password and hit register. And then it's going to take you to the screen. I'm going to go ahead and do that and create a new account here. I'm going to fast forward so I don't show any personal information, and then we'll jump into the next screen. All right, once you go ahead and click on register, this is what's going to pop up next. It's going to ask you to go ahead and connect your wallet. As I mentioned, you're going to use the same wallet that you used with your passes, which in my case is going to be a MetaMask. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is click on connect. And then I'm going to go ahead and click on connect again to connect my wallet, because you can see that there's no wallets that are currently connected to the account. So we'll go ahead and click on that. And when you click on that, it's going to open a separate screen, a web browser. So you can go ahead and do that. It's going to look like this when you open up that separate screen. So you're going to have the choice of connecting all different types of wallets depending on what you have. In this case, since we're talking about IMX, you're going to want to go ahead and connect the top one. But if you have a Polygon, Wax, or any of the other blockchains that Avalon is using, you go ahead and select those. We're going to connect this one. Click on connect, and then it's going to go through a process where it's checking with my MetaMask, and you can see you can now go back to the game. So it's basically saying that it is connected. So we'll come back to the game. You may have to refresh for it to actually see that it checked. So we'll go ahead and go through and refresh. So you may have to refresh it once or twice. You may even have to click into play and click back and then do that whole process to connect again. It just takes a few seconds for it to register that it's connected within the game itself. But you can see now that my address is now down there at the bottom. So my wallet is now connected to the game. So the next step you're going to have to go through is select your wallet. Remember that Avalon is a multi-chain game. So you can have NFTs, characters on Wax, and buildings on IMX, or equipment on Polygon. So you're going to have equipment on, potentially you could have equipment on different blockchains. So the next step you're going to want to do is select the blockchain that you want to use. So we're going to go ahead and click on that. And you can see that they're all grayed out except for IMX, the one that we literally just connected. So you click on that, and then you're going to go ahead. It's going to automatically go to your inventory. It's going to show everything that you have. You should now see the pass that you purchased off the either Atomic Hub or some other blockchain. I'm sorry, not the blockchain, secondary market. So you should now be able to see those listed here. And what you're going to do is the next step before you can actually play is you need to select one of these. If they are not selected, you're going to go back to players and you're going to see that you have no characters. But if I go in here and I select one of these passes and I go back to play, you'll see it automatically refreshed, and now I have characters. If it doesn't automatically refresh, go ahead and click this refresh button. It'll go through the process and you should see characters now. And you see all the characters that are available for alpha. This is exactly what you want to see. It's that simple. What you want to go ahead then and do is you want to go ahead and select whichever character you want to try. You can play any of the characters. You can play all of the characters throughout different time frames and try them out. In the inventory, you're also going to see anything else that you need throughout, for example, land equipment and characters down the road. But as far as alpha goes in this test that we're going ahead and doing right now, that's how you go ahead and connect your wallet. So the last step that you're going to go through when you go ahead and jump into the game is go ahead and select the character that you want to try. Templar is my personal favorite, but I know there's a lot of people that like the other characters that are in here. All you have to do is go and click on the name. You should see the image of the character go ahead and pop up here on the right. You click on server, and then you go ahead and select the server that you want to join. Right now, there's only one server available or that's turned on. Occasionally, there are additional servers to really kind of, depending on the demand of the servers themselves. Click on join. It'll take you into the game. If for some reason you click on join, it takes you to the next screen and then pops you back out to this screen, or it kicks you out of the game, there could be one of two potential issues. The first potential issue would be is if you don't have an updated client. As you remember back when I was showing you how to download the client itself, I suggested at least once every 24 hours, go ahead and click on update. If it kicks you back out, there's a good chance that an alpha update has been pushed. So you may have to go back and close out of the game and retry that update process. Most likely that is the reason. The other potential reason for it kicking you back out is, remember in the inventory, we actually selected one of the passes where it showed up selected at the top. If you don't have one selected, you'll most likely not see characters here, but I have seen a few times where it still shows the characters, but for some reason this is unselected, and then it'll kick you back out also. So that's potentially another one. Most likely it's you need to update your client, but those are the two potential issues. So that's how you go ahead. Once you have your IMX pass, you go ahead and connect it to the game, and you can go ahead and start playing the game itself. If you need any other guides, I have a number of them out there as far as beginner guides, as far as the first things that you should do when you log into the game, how to run Raid 1. There's also a ton of other guides on my channel and also the Avalon channel. So I hope this was helpful for everybody. I hope you have a great day, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.